I'm Mr. MegaManFan. This is Genesis Does, and today we are going to take a look at this game called Skitchin, which is a roller skating game made in 1994 by Electronic Arts, exclusive to Sega Genesis and Mega Drive worldwide that year, never on Super Nintendo, has not come to Virtual Console, and I think once you see the gameplay footage, you'll agree this shit probably should never come to anything. It's not great. It's not even good. It's probably been sitting in my bin collecting dust for a reason. Wait, how does something collect dust inside a bin? Well, maybe it should have just been collecting dust in a pile somewhere, but now it's in my analog. Here we go. What I'm about to tell you could conceivably pass for all you need to know about Skitchin, but that sentence itself is a lie, because you don't need to know anything about Skitchin and you never need to play this. Nevertheless, Skitchin was developed by EA Canada, which probably explains why Vancouver is the very first city you compete in. And that competition? Well, you're an inline skater who likes to ride his skates while holding on to cars, trucks, and vans, the art of which is called skitching, whence the game gets its titular name. Players have the character defending and attacking computer-controlled opponents while racing to the finish. Winning races earns you money, and incidentally, wiping out and losing races costs you money, but it's the most ludicrous amount of money. At one point it said, your character is in the hospital, your hospital bill is $10. Okay, even in 1994, I don't believe that for 1 minute. I went to the hospital in the 90s and I know it cost more than $10. Maybe in Vancouver. Maybe because Canada has national health care and we don't. Maybe that's like your copay when you go to the hospital. $10, eh? Sorry to all my Canadian friends for the A joke there. Anyway, the game has a similar design structure to Road Rash according to Wikipedia, but that too is a lie, because Road Rash was actually fun, and this is not. The one thing it's probably right about is when it says, and I quote, following its release, it received generally negative reception, unquote. That I 100% believe. Now let's talk a little bit more about skitching itself. The term, abbreviated from skate hitching, is the art of hitching a ride by holding on to another vehicle. It is also referred to as, believe it or not, bumper bitching, bumper shining, pogying, bizzing, skid hopping, bumper jumping, and hooky bobbing. If you have ever used any of these terms in your life, please leave a comment below and tell me that you actually know them and have spoken them in a sentence heard by other people. I feel like JonTron in that episode where he plays California games and he talks about swood this, swood that. What the fuck is a grommet? Exactly. I don't think real people use these words, but I will take their words for it. Here we see some actual gameplay starting with the 7.2 kilometers, not miles, kilometers. This game screams made in Canada in every conceivable way. I'm surprised my character doesn't have a Maple Leaf jacket on. Well, then he'd be a Toronto Maple Leafs fan, and then Peter H. would be playing this video instead of me. So, shouts out to Peter, the hardest of hardcore Canadians. Now, I wasn't trying to jump over these cars. I was trying to actually speed up, but apparently holding up does not speed you up, it jumps. It's like we're playing one of those fighting 2D side-scroll games where up is your move to leap over your opponent and turn around and face them to attack them. So, I'm getting my ass wiped out by every single car just by trying to figure out how to get up enough speed to actually be able to catch a car. And then when I try to get back on the road, I get plowed into again. Are you getting the idea this game is not fun yet? Because it sure as fuck is not. There is very, very, very much a good reason that this only came out on Genesis. Sometimes Genesis does means, well, it was exclusive because they wanted to be on the most popular console and the best-selling console, and they didn't want people to buy it on the other console and have that game dilute the audience. They wanted to be with the best and go with the best. Not in this case. They could have put this shit on anything and it would have still stunk like a turd. But let's see if I can actually catch a car this time. Well, the guy in front of me certainly managed to. Me, I'm just tripping over road obstacles as I try to get up enough speed. Yeah, there's not much chance I'm catching a car this way. The way you catch it is not even much sense whatsoever. You have to wait for a car to go by you, but then if you're not like right there when it goes by you, you've got no chance because you can't speed up to catch it and you can't slow down to match it if it's going slower than you. You've just got to catch a car when it's going by. There's so many idiotic things about this game. It would really boggle the mind to try to explain them all. So maybe I'll try to say something positive. And it's not the fact that when I let go of the car, I immediately wiped out. You would think my momentum would have kept me going forward. Here's something positive I'll say. I like the mountains in the background. It's a nice looking visual. It's not done super well. It's okay. At least they tried. I got told the other day by Jesse of Ivory Tower that saying, God bless them, at least they tried, is the southern way of saying you're fucking stupid. I'm not even trying to do that on purpose because I'm not southern, but I guess if God bless them they tried is the way of saying that, then that pretty much describes this game. And I mean no offense to the programmers because I'm sure they're all talented people. They just got assigned a great steaming pile of garbage and were told, make something out of this. You know, this game screams it's trying to be cool, hip, and rad, from the sound effects to the premise to everything about it. It's just, it's that whole 1990s aesthetic. And take this from somebody who actually went to college in the 90s. It was trying too hard to be hip. It was neon colors and attitude, like, dude, rad, gnarly, cool. Hey, man, what's up, bro? All that kind of stuff, you know? Skateboarding, skating, bright jackets, loud clothes. It was not cool at all, which is why I was never cool and never pretended to be cool and can't ever be cool even today. I'm the antithesis of cool, much like this game itself, with its characters trying to catch rides, roller skating behind cars, and hitting each other with their fists while sporting mohawks that don't look the least bit realistic. Not even Chuck Liddell, the Iceman, realistic. Just bad. And that's the other thing that I will try to say positive about this game is the momentum of the skater moving forward is somewhat realistic. The wind catching their jacket as they're hitching a ride on the back of a car, slightly realistic. The fact that your protagonist is wearing a helmet is at least an indication that somebody had some level of safety in mind, even though at the beginning of the game it screams a loud warning in epilepsy-inducing seizure flashes that say, don't imitate this at home. It's like the 1990s version of Jackass. But still, when I give the animation those fair and small praises, I have to immediately note how unrealistic the cars themselves look. They're all uniform and boxy. There's no style to them. There's no curvature to them. They don't even look like anything more than a paper outline slapped onto a 2D surface. Like, I could draw a car on a piece of paper, slap it on the screen, and it would be as realistic as the car I was just hitching a ride on. Not believable. Nor are these buildings that we're going by. They are also flat pieces of paper slapped on the screen. They are trying for a 3D aesthetic, but it's like they didn't take the time to do it right. And why did I go splat just for hitting the ramp there? You would think I would have landed on my skates, but apparently that killed me because the camera is zooming all the way back out. And once again, I have a hospital bill of $10. Oh, this game. Well, let's give credit where it's due, or blame where it's deserved, one or the other. The producer was Stanley Chow. The designer was David Warfield. The programmers of this festering pile were Lance Wall, Daniel Wesley, Lee Ingraham. The artists were Tony Lee, Jack Snowden, and Cindy Green. The composer, Jeff Van Dyke, has enough of a reputation and a pedigree that he's actually got a Wikipedia link, and he's the only person on this entire list who I guess is honored in that fashion. Let's see what else he's done work for. Hand of Fate and Need for Speed, Alien Isolation, for which he won a BAFTA award. Oh, he worked on Medieval and Medieval 2. Spartan Total Warrior, which is a GameCube game I need to pick up at some point. Need for Speed and Need for Speed 2. AFL 99, NHL Hockey. Okay, he did some things here and there. This game, I wouldn't say would be a career highlight for him, because as far as everything 90s generic goes about this game, the music is also like generic early 90s metal / grunge. It's like it's like a bad Metallica cover band meets a bad Pearl Jam cover band meets a bad Nirvana cover band and forms a horrible cover band just to compose music for video games. So, sorry, Jeff, you ain't getting a BAFTA for this one. No trophy for you to cheat. Maybe a pizza trophy. Anyway, I think this is about as much as we can get out of Skitchin. The only way I've found to have any success at this game is to just grab a car, hold on, and do nothing. Is that fun? Whose idea of fun is that? A video game where you almost do nothing to win. The whole point of a video game should be you immerse yourself in a pseudo-realistic or complete fantasy environment, one or the other, and you enjoy the immersion as you get to run around doing things or shooting things or traveling to places or playing things or solving puzzles or doing something. Do is the operative word there. Poder, to do. You want to do something. And all I did was hitch a ride on the end of a car and basically do nothing but keep other people from hitching a ride on the car. And somehow I wound up in second place. So what the fuck is going to Denver? But that's how I feel about playing this game. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? But my finish time was 2:46. I knocked down 3 opponents and sketched 2 vehicles. So yay for me. I'm Mr. MegaManFan, and don't play this game. Thanks for watching.